Hey everybody, and welcome to the Pleasant Green Studio. I want to give you a tour, show you around, tell you about what works for me, and even give you a little bit of history about how we got here. A couple of years ago when I started making YouTube videos, all I did is just go sit down on a couch and hit record. I didn't have fancy lights or any audio equipment, I just had a story to tell. And that worked out well for me for a couple of videos, but I eventually decided to go to my dining room and sit at a table because it was next to a window and I could actually have a little bit of better light coming in. And so that's what I did for, another 10 or 15 videos, and that worked out well for me. I had my really first big video that came from that setting. But eventually I thought it was time to get something that was a little bit more professional looking. So I went to my friend's office space where I could actually set up some lights, and I thought that looked a lot better, and I was happy with that, and that worked out for another 10 or so videos. But then I said, you know what, if I'm gonna keep doing this YouTube thing, I probably need a dedicated studio. So I just picked a room in my house and I said, this is gonna be my space. And so I went in and I just set up a little couch, a coffee table, I hung up a bookshelf with some fun art, and from there I just started growing my channel. And I think that that's how most people have come to know me, is this guy who just sits on a couch in his house and talks about scammers. And it's been working out really, really well for me, and I love that little setup. I think it's fun. I think the artwork has been fun, but eventually it came time for me to switch things up. And one of the reasons that I decided to make this switch was actually this comment right here. I actually saw a couple of comments like this, and it became clear to me that I was drawing a lot of attention to my crotch. And that is not something that I was wanting to make the focus of my videos. And so I decided to scale in, sit at a desk, do what a lot of YouTubers are doing, and just switch things up. And so I looked at a lot of different YouTube channels and creators that I follow and like, and I thought, what can I do that will look interesting and fun? And I just started experimenting, and I gutted my entire studio. I got rid of the couch, I got rid of the bookshelf, everything, and I started fresh. And one of the things that I wanted to do was make like an interesting background rather than just a white wall. And so I started with these wood panels that I got from the Wood Veneer Club. I think that these look really sharp. They're not too expensive. You just cut them down to size and then you hang them up on your wall, and you can either glue them onto your wall or you can screw them on. I decided to screw them on because if I ever changed my mind and wanted to take them down, you could do that pretty easily. If I glued them on there and ripped them off, the whole drywall would come with it too. So we screwed them on. Pretty happy with how they look. And what I like the most about this is that it really helps with the acoustics in this room, because when I'm speaking, the sound will bounce off the drywall, but with this wood paneling here and the foam that connects it, the sound is just absorbed. And so not only does it look good, but it has some pretty good utility. So I just positioned myself in the corner, wood's on that side. Over here, you could do some fun things with art. You can mix it up if you want to. Right now, I'm just using some prints from Temu that I got for like $6. But yeah, you can always just switch things out if you want to. But then I needed to figure out how am I gonna make this look good, and that's where lighting comes into play. So for lighting, what I'm using right here is the Amaron 200X. This is a great light that I got off Amazon. It's not too expensive. It is my main key light, and I've got this box called the Aperture Light Dome that is my diffuser. So this is diffusing the light. Without this, the light would be very harsh on my face and you'd have shadows behind me. So this box is definitely a must. And I've got this little waffle grid here to kind of aim the light so that it's not spreading everywhere. It's putting a little bit more emphasis on me. So that's my key light. I've got a fill light right here. This is just a really cheap light that's casting some light onto this side of my face and on the top of my head to create a little bit of definition, but hopefully it's working out okay. And then behind me, I've just got this Wiz light bulb that I've set up just to kind of throw some light on the wall and on the wood, just to make that shine a little bit. And you can change the colors on that with your phone if you want to, and play with that and have some fun. But hopefully I've created something that looks somewhat interesting. I think I'm pretty happy with it for now. Now the camera that I'm using is the Sony a7S Mark III, and I really love this camera. This is the third Sony camera that I've owned. It probably won't be the last, but I just think these cameras are super fun to use. They're super easy to use, and so I'm just pretty happy with these Sony cameras. I got it mounted on a Manfrotto tripod with the Prompter People teleprompter. That's right, all of my videos, most of my videos are scripted, and so I just put what I want to say on an iPad, and it reflects my script onto the teleprompter, and I just read from that. Hopefully you don't notice. This video is not scripted, you can probably tell, but most of my videos are scripted, and it really helps me to just prepare my thoughts ahead of time and just read off of the teleprompter. So I think this is a great product. I recommend it for anybody that wants to speak on camera. The audio. This right here is the Rode NTG2 microphone. I've got it connected to a pole onto a C-stand, so it just kind of hangs above me. It's out of frame, but hopefully it sounds okay. I've just got a cable running all the way to the camera, so hopefully it does the job fine. This is just a very, very cheap table from Amazon, probably the cheapest table that I could find on Amazon. It might break any day, but for now, it's doing the job. Over here is something fun. This is Darth Vader. A couple years ago, I bought a Darth Vader costume to wear on Halloween and to other events, and I only wore it like once or twice a year, and the rest of the time it just sat in storage. So I thought, let me buy a cheap mannequin on Amazon. I'll throw the costume on the mannequin, and that way Darth Vader has something to do other than sit in a closet. And so I think that it's just fun to have Darth Vader joining me in all of my videos. But I've always been a Star Wars fan. Can't say that I'm a big fan of what is happening with Star Wars these days, but yeah, I've just grown up with Star Wars. It makes me happy, and yeah. Now behind me, I've got this green screen. So it's just a retractable green screen, and so if I ever want to do something and put something behind me and key it out, I can do fun stuff like that. So there's always an option to do that. But let me show you around the rest of the office. Over here is my workstation where I do most of my work, and I've just got an up desk that can go up and down, and I am using the Mac Studio. This has been working out really, really well for me, and I've got an Apple display. I've actually got two Apple displays, but the second one I have rotated vertically, and I've connected it with a VESA arm mount. And so this really helps me. It just puts all my work right in front of me. On my vertical monitor, I'm actually running Parallels with Windows, because a lot of the programs that we use to monitor scammers requires Windows. So I want to have Windows over here and Mac OS on the main one. So I kind of got the best of both worlds. Over here, I just got a bookshelf. Over here, I've got a printer. This is a signed jersey from Damian Lillard from the NBA. He went to Weber State University, where I went, and now he's off making tens of millions of dollars, and I'm sitting in my basement heckling scammers. But we all gotta do what we gotta do. But that is my studio. I hope that you enjoyed checking it out with me. If you like it, let me know what you think. If you have suggestions or comments, I'd love to hear it. But the good thing is that nothing is ever permanent. You can always switch things up. You can always experiment, try new things, keep things fresh. But let me know what you like and what works for you. But again, I thank you for coming on this tour with me. I hope you stick around for more fun videos, and I will talk to you very soon.